Hi, welcome to another episode of Cooking Tips and Tricks. I'm Bonnie Nork, and today we're going to talk about herbs and microgreens. There's lots of different types of herbs and microgreens. We're going to start with microgreens. These are a little bit bigger. They're sunflower sprouts and have a lot of crunch. They're really mild in flavor. You can also find all kinds of other types of microgreens like arugula and broccoli. Some are more mild, some are spicier. I really love adding these to sandwiches or sprinkling on a plate just to make it a little prettier. After cooking, they're really delicate, so you probably don't want to add them when you're cooking because they might disintegrate, but like I said, finishing a dish with them is awesome. And to store them, you're going to want to keep them in an airtight container. Probably the one that they came in is best. All right, so we've got curly leaf parsley and flat leaf parsley. A lot of recipes will call for one or the other. If the store only has one, you can use them interchangeably. There's not a whole bunch of difference in flavor. The curly leaf maybe has a little more texture. I like to use the stems in cooking as well, although maybe not the very bottom parts because they might be a little more woodeny, but I do use those in soups and stew like broths and stuff. This is cilantro, or also known as coriander. Adds a wonderful flavorful punch to dishes. If you have an herb like oregano or thyme that maybe has a little bit more of a woodeny stem, you're not going to want to use those in your dish because they will just be kind of funky, but you can strip the leaves off and the leaves will be nice and tender. Chop them up, throw them in, and you have a wonderful, flavorful dish. One of the things that I love to do with herbs is make a really flavorful sauce that you can use on all kinds of things like eggs or other egg dishes, meats, even alongside like a charcuterie platter. Really tasty. So I've chopped up some shallots. Put them in my nifty little chopper thing. You can use a food processor, mortar and pestle, or if you don't mind a chunky sauce or you don't have those things, you can just chop. All right, and with our shallots, I'm gonna add 3 cloves of garlic and a Thai chili. If you have a very spicy chili, you might want to wear gloves when you are doing this. You can choose any type of pepper that you want, or you can even omit it if that is not your thing. Whatever looks good to you in the store. All right, so we're gonna give this a chop. All right, so I've got my shallot, garlic, and chili pepper all nicely chopped up in here. I'm gonna add that to a bowl. And I don't have to clean this out perfectly because I'm gonna chop up some herbs in there as well. We are going to add some salt and some red wine vinegar and set that aside while we prepare our herbs. All right, so we need about a half a cup of cilantro. And this is a pretty forgiving sauce, so you can kind of eyeball it. Usually a half cup's about a handful for me. I like to give it a little roll so it doesn't run away from me while I'm chopping. We're going to use some of this oregano without those woodeny stems. This I don't need to chop because I'll throw it all in the chopper, and they're pretty small leaves. All right, let me give it a little chop. And again, you don't even have to use one of these if you don't want. You can just do it by hand. If you want a really smooth pureed sauce, you could do it in a blender, or again, the mortar and pestle might be really nice for combining those flavors. All right, and you can let this sit for a few minutes for the flavors to mingle, and then we're gonna try it on some eggs. And then we're gonna sprinkle it with some microgreens just for flavor and fun and nutrition. We've got some fried eggs with our nice little herb sauce and microgreens.
Thanks for watching Cooking Tips and Tricks. We can't wait to see what you make this week. Please tag us on Instagram and all your posts, and we'll see you next time.